welcome and a very good evening to all the ladies and gentlemen present over here. Yellargu namaskaralu. My name is Roshni. Before we start the program, a very happy Women's Day to all the rock stars out there. So let us start the program by giving a huge round of applause to all the women because it is Women's Day. Can we have cheers, ladies and gentlemen? A little huge round of applause. Definitely all the women deserve this, right? Thank you, team. I welcome you all to the great grand celebration of International Women's Day 2022, organized by FKCCI, Federation of Karnataka Chambers of Commerce and Industry. They've done an amazing job in organizing this and have a lot to be part of the program today. The most important objective is how FKCCI is striving hard to contribute to the $5 trillion economy goal by Narendra Modi sir. So ladies and gentlemen, we have a more as part of the program, and before that, I'd like to kickstart the program welcoming our chief guests, guest of honors, and all the dignitaries. To begin with, I'd like to welcome and invite, they're already on stage, but I'd like to talk about them. Please welcome Dr. C.A.I.S. Prasad, President of FKCCI. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Now, I'd like to welcome our chief guest, Sushri Shobha Karandlaje, Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. We also have our guest of honor, Srimati Gunjan Krishna, but she's running late, so she will join us shortly, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome our guest of honor, Srimati C. Shikha IAS, Commissioner, Commercial Taxes Department, Government of India. Our next guest of honor, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Our next guest of honor, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, retired IAS, former Chief Secretary, Government of Karnataka, and Chairperson. Please put your hands together. Our next guest of honor, Shri B.V. Gopal Reddy, Senior Vice President, FKCCI. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Our next guest of honor, Srimati S.R. Anuradha Pradeep, Senior Advocate, Honorable High Court of Karnataka. Thank you, ma'am. Our next dignitary, Shri Ramesh Chandra Lahoti, Vice President, FKCCI. Our next dignitary, Srimati Sushima Vidya Ratnaraj, Chairperson, Women Entrepreneurs Committee, FKCCI. And our last dignitary, ladies and gentlemen, Shri Tallam R. Dwaraknath, Past President, FKCCI and Advisor, Women Entrepreneurs Committee. Thank you so much, team. I'd like to thank our chief guest and all the guest of honors, all the dignitaries, and the entire people there in the audience for joining us in this great grand celebration and making this a beautiful occasion. We'd like to start the program, as you all know, with the lamp lighting. And to do the honors, I welcome our chief guest and guest of honors to please come forward and do the lamp lighting. Audience, may I please request you all to stand up for the ceremony and put your hands together for the lamp lighting. So we all clap, ladies and gentlemen, come on, put your hands together. Thank you to our chief guest and all the guest of honors for doing the auspicious things, lamp lighting. So ladies and gentlemen, now we'd like to start the beautiful program with a welcome note. And to present the welcome note, may I please welcome on stage Dr. I.S. Prasad. But before he comes to the podium, I have a few words to talk about Dr. I.S. Prasad. Dr. I.S. Prasad, the president of FKCCI, has the vision towards the empowerment of women and women across Karnataka apart from promotion of trade and industry. Dr. I.S. Prasad leads all the initiatives for the empowerment of women supported by Srimati Ratnaprabha, former Chief Secretary and presently the Chairman of Ubantu Consortium of Women Organization. This year, under his leadership, FKCCI could identify women achievers from across different districts of Karnataka for the very first time. FKCCI is proud that 10 out of 14 awardees are from districts like Hubballi, Belagavi, Shimoga, Mangalore, Mysore and Udupi. For the first time, FKCCI is bestowing Lifetime Achievement Award to Ratnaprabha for her distinguished services to the women empowerment. FKCCI is also recognizing the amazing services of Srimati Anuradha Pradeep, Senior Advocate, High Court of Karnataka, for all her initiatives in women empowerment, and yet she deserves to be awarded with Special Achiever Award. Clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. FKCCI claims that women entrepreneurs and empowerment of women is the need of hour and very important and vital for Indian economy and Indian economy's growth. And finally, Dr. I.S. Prasad, as visionary, have committed to serve to ensure women entrepreneurs will get all the support to become successful in their businesses. So ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed an amazing contribution and initiatives by Dr. I.S. Prasad. Put your hands together and welcome him on the podium. And I'd also like to welcome his wife, Mrs. Radhika Prasad, to please join him on stage. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Audience, can we clap for her? Come on, let's continue to cheer. Thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, we missed to honor one of the dignitary. We missed to call out his name. He's here on stage. Please put your hands together and also welcome Dr. Perikal M. Sundar, immediate past president of FKCCI. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, namaskara. Very happy International Women's Day on 8th March 2022. I bring the greetings of all the members of FKCCI, the families of FKCCI, all the 13 district chambers of commerce, 188 industry associations and trade associations, and on behalf of all the women of FKCCI 3 chairperson, I would like to extend warm welcome to all of you to celebrate the International Women's Day. Respected Kumari Shobha Karanji, the Honorable Union Minister for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Government of India, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, former Chief Secretary Government of Karnataka and Chairperson of Ubantu, Srimati Sika Madam, the IAS Commissioner, Commercial Tax Department, Government of Karnataka, Srimati Gunjan Krishnan, Commissioner for Industry Development and Director of Industry Commerce, Government of Karnataka. Today's special achiever, Srimati S.R. Anuradha Pradeep, my colleagues, Sri B.V. Gopal Reddy, Senior Vice President, Sri Ramesh Chandra Hoti, Vice President, Dr. Perikal M. Sundar, immediate past President, and the past President Bellam Dwaraknath, advisor of this committee. Respected past presidents, MC members, members of FKCCI, today all the 14, the torch bearers of Karnataka, which has been identified my best team. Before I would like to proceed further, I would like to place on record the deep appreciation, the efforts undertaken by the most dynamic chairperson of Women's Wing, Srimati Sushima, and our entire team who made it possible to invite all the exhibitors from across Karnataka, the invite nomination from all the Karnataka, we office bearers, we never intervene in the decision-making process of who has to be given awardee. On this occasion, I extend warm welcome to all the awardees of this International Women's Day. As per historic tradition followed by FKCCI, friends, the respected ladies present here, I would like to reaffirm that we do and should celebrate women every day of our life. Today's Women's Day, I know that actually though we've been taught that all the men has to be on floor and we want to just see that the women will be on the stage, but by request of our chairperson, she said that all the men are also to be equally along with the women. So thereby, to please the women chairperson, we have been agreed. Why women is very important in the life? You see, the rivers of India, they kept the names of women. It shows the love, they give all the life. When they submerge in the ocean, they lose their identity. That is the power of women. Women, you have seen Nirmala Sitharaman as the Defense Minister, today Union Finance Minister, and today we are very fortunate to have with us the person who has been inspiration and also makes the presence in the Parliament and speak for the women and speak for the entire agriculture and speak for all the districts, if at all, the only one person in Karnataka, our Kumari Shobha Kandarji. ಅವರು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಶೋಭಕ್ಕ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಾನು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಮ್ಮ FKCCI ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಕನಸು, ಈ ಒಂದು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಗೆ ತಾವು ಬಂದು ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಟಾಸ್ಕ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಚೇರ್ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಸುಶೀಮಾ ಟೀಮ್ ತಂಡ ತುಂಬ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ಸೋಲ್ ಸಂಡೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ 11 to 7 ನಮ್ಮ ಸುಶೀಮಾ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ MC members been agreed, let us promote the women, let us make women empowerment. We offered everything is free of cost. That is the power of the chairpersons. Madam, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮೈ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಗ್ರಿ, ನಾನು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಮೇಲೆ who can be the best person, chairperson, because they have been very anxious, they have been waiting and eager to work. The first chairperson I chosen, Jessie Lawrence, stand up Jessie, the industry committee, who made the difference in the industry committee by making all the industry associations. She represented very well. The second whom we thought, like domestic, Jessie Lawrence is there. We need somebody can even outbound, like for exports, who can be there. I think Umar Reddy has been sought, and Umar Reddy is also a part of women too. She is the chairperson of international affairs. Sushima, not much inclined to the women's wing, but she agreed to chairperson of women's wing once I declared that this year my sister and my beloved Srimati Ratna Prabha, the former chief secretary and chairperson of women too, agreed to join with FKCCI in making the movement. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಗದೀಪ ಇರಬೇಕಂತ she has supported. Sushima has been agreed, supported by Umar Reddy, Madhurani Gowda, and all the team members has supported. I am very happy to stand before you here. I do not like to much state the goal of the vision of this year is our Prime Minister of India is 5 trillion economy. Our Basuraj Bombay Chief Minister vision is 1 trillion economy. Namma chairperson Sushima, as women chairperson, she wants through women, empowerment of women, through encouragement of women to support and also push the women to see that they also contribute their portion in the 5 trillion economy. I am thankful indeed to Sushima for choosing the subject of the women empowerment, and women can make the difference in the economy. I think I should compliment, and all of you should clap once again to the chairperson. ನಾನು ಶೋಭಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎಸ್ಟರ್ಡೇ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಒಂದೇಮ್ಮ, ಒನ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಈವನ್ ಯೂನಿಯನ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದೇ ಲೈಕ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಸ್, ಒಂದೇ ಭಾರತ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ 400 ಟ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ನ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹಣಕಾಸು ಮಂತ್ರಿನ ನಾನು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ನಾವು ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 2,30,000 ಕೋಟಿ ನಾವು ಆದಾಯ ತೆರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು GST ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. PM ಗತಿಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ತಾವು ಅನುದಾನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನೀಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ತಾವು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಕನಸಿದಂಗೆ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಲ್ ದ MC ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಯು. ತಮ್ಮ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಯುಬೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನ ನಾವು FKCCIನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ತಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಿಂದ ಆಯ್ಕೆಯಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಶೋಭಾ ಗಿರಿಜೋರ್ ಕನಸು, ತಮ್ಮ ಕನಸು, ನಮ್ಮ FKCCI ಕನಸು, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಕನಸು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಿಂದ ಪ್ರಗತಿಯಾಗಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸಿಂದ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಎನ್ಕರೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಮನವಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇಗೆ ತಾವು ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ವಂದನ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಐ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಶೋಭಾ ಗಿರಿಜಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. We have with us another eminent person, needless to introduce, the Ratna Prabha Madam. After she retired from the Chief Secretary of Government of Karnataka, she first initiative, I think all of you know that open to 31 organizations today. Its last 3 years been started. The Ratna Prabha Madam has been worked, all of you know that she worked very well in the government, but she started and committed that let us empower the women. We are very fortunate that in the Karnataka, we also have a former Chief Secretary who is the chairperson of women to have a vision what she could not able to continue her mission in government. She has got best support from Gunjan Krishna Madam, from Sikam Madam, Vandita Sharma and many more in the government. I wish that Ratna Prabha will take lead, bring a women policy and support the women in Karnataka to make sure they also contribute for the economy. And for considering all her contribution, her dedication, her commitment and passion to serve for the women entrepreneurs, we at FKCCI, the jury committee has been rightly recognized service and conferred the Lifetime Achievement Award for Ratna Prabha Madam on this Women's Day. If at all we state has to promote and everything, two important persons, Gunjan Krishna Madam always support the industry and commerce. She has been worked, she is very proactive, she has been connected to all the entrepreneurs, and we are very happy and fortunate to have Gunjan Krishna Madam here. And her dream and our dream is one, that let us work, serve and also contribute for the nation. On behalf of FKCCI, I extend warm welcome to Gunjan Krishna Madam for gracing this occasion. ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮಂಡಿಸಬೇಕಂದ್ರೂ, whether it's central government or state government or anybody, women is very important in the life. Not because my wife is present here and making a statement. I think Ratna Prabha knows and Mama Reddy knows, the entire Open to team knows how I has been very promoting, because I've got 4 sisters, my 2 daughters and my granddaughter is here. So I also extend warm welcome to the Smita Prabhu, the Mrs. Indian. Shruti is there, the spokesperson of that, and many have come, joined here. I extend warm welcome to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your very detailed welcome note, and I really like your punchline. There is no life without wife. Can you all clap for him, ladies and gentlemen? That is amazing, sir. Thank you so much for honoring women at every phases here at FKCCI and Levanto, and talking such wonderful words. Thank you, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward with the program flow. So, ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to welcome Ms. Sushima Vidyaratnaraj on stage to talk about the objective of the event. And before I welcome her to the podium, I have a few words to talk about her. So, she will be here to talk about why are we doing this event, what is FKCCI striving hard at, and what is FKCCI doing for women empowerment. So, ladies and gentlemen, before that, I'd like to talk a few words about Ms. Sushima Vidyaratnaraj. She is the Joint Managing Director of Cyclone, a construction company delivering projects in India and across GCC countries. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a field, construction construction is a field where you rarely see women, right? It's mostly run by men. But she has shown an immense courage and ability in being a managing director of this sector. Can you all put your hands together for Ms. Sushima? She is also an engineer with a gold medalist and an MBA in finance. She is a green building consultant. She conducts camps in rural areas for financial literacy and legal rights. She also trains women from the mid-management level to C-suite and boardroom positions from Fortune 500 companies. At FKCCI, she continues to strive hard and conducts a lot of initiatives for women empowerment and for providing all the support that's needed in women entrepreneurship. So with this, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Ms. Sushima on the podium.
Very much, Roshni, for those wonderful words. I'm truly humbled to be hearing those words, especially in my family of FKCCI members. Honorable Union Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Ms. Shobha Karandlaje, respected Ms. Gunjan Krishna, respected Ms. Shikhaji, President Dr. C.A.I.S. Prasad, Senior Vice President Shri Gopal Reddy Sir, Vice President Lahoti Sir, Immediate Past President Perikal Sir, Past President Dwarkanath Sir, Anuradha Ma'am, Past Presidents, my illustrious colleagues at the Managing Committee of FKCCI, exhibitors, awardees, panelists, all the guests and invitees, and all the super performing women, and my dear friends and family. And our special awardee, Ms. Ratnaprabha ma'am, thank you very much for being here with us. You're such an inspiration today to be here, and I'm really privileged to be sharing the dais with you. It's an honor and privilege for me once in a lifetime. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. It is indeed a privilege and honor to address this gathering, and on behalf of FKCCI, I acknowledge your presence today. What we at FKCCI intend to do is to go beyond the customary annual gathering of women to exchange mutual appreciation and feel good about ourselves. We intend to go beyond our customary thresholds and glass ceilings, limitations, be it real or imaginary, and actually look forward to what and how we, the women, are contributing to the nation. As you would have seen in all our communications, we have been talking about women's position and contribution to make India a $5 trillion economy. This is ambitious, challenging, but eminently desirable target set by the Government of India. As GDP, we all know, is a sum of all products and services produced. But how much of this is really being contributed by women today is a point we need to think about. Most of the work done by men is rolled up to the GDP for three reasons. One, it is being commercial in nature. Two, it is done in an organized sector. Three, it is taxed and accounted for. However, for majority of the works done by women, leaving aside most of us who are here, who are entrepreneurs and professionals who anyway are accounted in the GDP, but majority of the work done by other women in the semi-urban and rural areas doesn't get rolled up into the measured GDP, as it is mostly domestic in nature, maybe inside the house, and no commercial values is assigned to it. If you consider maybe our domestic helps, the dairy or farming around the house done by women, none of these account for GDP. In fact, it is a fact that millions of women work hard in the unorganized and informal sector, which rarely ever gets measured up and recorded. However, today, the world is moving towards recognizing and accommodating this huge work into the GDP through, be it social commerce, digitization of agribusiness, microfinance, fintech, etc. Even in the urban scenario, the onset of gig economy, work from home culture is opening huge opportunities for women in spite of their physiological dependencies and reduced gender disparity. With all these structural changes, More than ever today, we will see women moving closer to contributing 50% of the GDP, if not more. So today, our message to the government of India about the challenge of creating a $5 trillion economy is, bring it on. We, the women, are ready and able. I will fail in my duties if I do not say a few words regarding the efforts of FKCCI in making the industry more inclusive. In addition to training and entrepreneurship development programs, we have actively reached out to all the member districts to ensure that people from across the state are heard and recognized. It is a fact that today's honorees are, for the first time, majorly from district chambers. 12 out of the 14 awardees are from district chambers. FKCCI constantly strives in participating with the governments at both center and state in policy initiatives with the sole objective of nation building and a more equitable nation building. Ladies and gentlemen, I acknowledge and present my most sincere appreciation for the guidance and encouragement of the office bearers, unflinching support and hard work put in by my committee members, the invaluable support from the Secretariat, and the silent and active support of all the well-wishers.
Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time for the presentation of Lifetime Achievement Award. And before we talk about this, I'd like to call upon our awardee for the Lifetime Achievement Award, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, retired IAS officer. Can you please come on stage, ma'am? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, the awardee of the Honorable Lifetime Achievement Award. And ladies and gentlemen, to do the citation, to read about the Lifetime Achievement Award, may I please welcome Ms. Uma Reddy on stage. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for both the wonderful women out here. Thank you.
Dignitaries on the dais. I've been asked to make it as brief as possible, but man is called rockstar in our Ubuntu consortium. So the anchor started with that, and here it is. I've been asked to do the citation. It would take 2 hours, but I'm asked to do it in 2 minutes. I'll try my best. Srimati K. Ratnaprabha IAS from the 1981 batch of Karnataka cadre, a postgraduate from the Osmania University. In her career journey of 39 years, has an exemplary record in public services ranging from social services to IT, infrastructure, industry and commerce, skill development, and of course, women empowerment. Her services were spread across Karnataka and the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh states, and she duly retired as the Chief Secretary of Karnataka in 2018. She hails from a very illustrious family. Her father, Sri Khati Chandraya, has been an IAS, and her mother, Dr. Vimla Bai, an MBBS, MD, Professor Emeritus. In Andhra Pradesh, her contribution towards the society include an effective public grievance redressal mechanism and the eradication of the Devadasi system. National Literacy Campaign, Housing, SEZ, at Vizag, 4 STPIs in AP, Diamond Processing Center in South India, the first AP IT policy in 2005 and then again in 2010, and attracting several MNCs and IT majors to invest in Hyderabad, led to the renaming of Hyderabad as the Cyberabad. Her historic decision to reduce the stamp duty for women to 1% is something which we are all aware of, and she has addressed the declining trend of the girl-child ratio, and she has the way forward for Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. In Karnataka, which we are also proud of, she was at the helm of drafting the Karnataka Industrial Policy of 2014 to 2019, where we had an exclusive chapter for women entrepreneurs, and with special features for Women Entrepreneurs Park, assistance from from Government of India, participation in the Think Big 2016, the world's largest women entrepreneurs conference that boosted the morale of so many of the women entrepreneurs who are here this evening. Her contribution as the Chief Secretary, Karnataka State, to the development of infrastructure projects, well-organized assembly elections in 2018, The women-centric, women-sensitive budget are some of the examples of her commitment for the overall development of the state. Shri Narendra Modi, Honorable Prime Minister of India, had publicly recognized her services and applauded her charismatic style of public service and cited her as a role model. Indeed, she is our role model. Post-retirement, she was appointed as the chairperson of the Karnataka Skill Development Authority, and it has paved the way for spreading many skill initiatives. But the most important activity of ours is the Ubuntu Consortium, a consortium of women entrepreneurs associations founded by Madam Ratnaprabha that brings together diverse women organizations from across India and largely from the state of Karnataka, with a desire to create an inclusive nationwide network of women entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurship. And within 3 years, Ubuntu Consortium has 31 women entrepreneur associations at its members across 8 states with around 21,000 members with an objective of promoting women entrepreneurship. And it is today Ubuntu Consortium's 3rd birthday. We were born on March 8th. Recognizing her contribution to the society at large, we at the Federation of Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industry have the privilege and to honor Srimati K. Ratnaprabha with her Lifetime Achievement Award today, the 8th of March 2022, on the International Women's Day for the year 2022. Indeed, it's a privilege for me to read out the citation. Thank you so much. I've been asked to remind, last line is Dr. I.S. Prasad, President, FKCCI.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. I request our chief guest and guest of honors and all the dignitaries on stage to please honor the Lifetime Achievement Awardee, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, retired IAS officer. Can you all put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the very deserving Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, the Lifetime Achievement Award. Clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, audience, continue to clap. I request the chief guest and guest of honors to please settle down. Okay, team. Now is the time to present the Special Achiever Award. So, ladies and gentlemen, after the Lifetime Achievement Award, we have the Special Achievement Award, and we have our awarding amongst us. Please put your hands together for Srimati Anuradha Pradeep. She is our Special Achiever Award awardee, and to do the citation, may I please welcome on stage Dr. Madhurani Gowda. Put your hands together for both the women, ladies and gentlemen, come on.
Everyone Namaskaram and a very happy International Women's Day. It's truly a privilege to read out the profile of S.R. Anuradha Pradeep, Senior Advocate, Bengaluru. Anuradha Pradeep, an alumni of London University and University Law College, Bengaluru. Anuradha started practice in law 25 years ago under the mentorship of late Shri H.P. Tata. After working under able advocates for more than 2 decades, now she is practicing independently at Bengaluru and New Delhi. She has more than 75 reported court decisions to her credit and a greater number of unreported ones wherein her legal acumen can be noticed. Anuradha believes in contributing in her own way to the society. Her role in getting court orders for converting open space in Koramangala into a park, namely Yoda Park, better roads in Bengaluru city with footpaths and manholes scientifically are laudable. She is also a mediator and mediation trainer at the Bengaluru Mediation Center. Since a decade, she has been providing free legal assistance at the legal clinic Nimhans set up by Legal Services Authority. She is closely and actively associated with International Commission of Jurists, Karnataka chapter, which is an organization of judges, lawyers and law teachers. She has penned articles on many legal issues, including women issues. She has given a talk on constitutional values and fundamental principles of Indian Constitution on the occasion of Constitution Day, which is on 26 November 2020, organized by the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, New Delhi. She is the past president and member of Soar Optimist International, Bangalore, since 2005, which has a consultative status at the United Nations. She presented a talk on empowerment of women living in rural India at the 62nd Annual Conference on the United Nations Commission on Status of Women 2018 at New York, USA. They support economic empowerment, health, hygiene, environmental sustainability, prevention of violence against women, learning opportunities for women and female child. Anuradha was recently elevated as a senior advocate by the Honorable High Court of Karnataka. To celebrate the occasion, Vakila Vahini carried an article on her achievements. Recognizing her contribution to the society at large, we at Federation of Karnataka Chamber of Commerce and Industries honor Srimati S.R. Anuradha Pradeep with Women Achiever Special Award today, 8 March 2022, the International Women's Day for the year 2022. Thank you for being with us now.
May I please request our chief guest of honors, all the dignitaries, and Mrs. Radhika, the wife of Dr. I.S. Prasad, to come on stage and honor our body. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. It is indeed an achievement. Please clap for our awardee for getting the Special Achiever Award. Thank you, team. Many congratulations to Srimati Anuradha Pradeep, and I would like to thank our chief guest and guest of honors for doing the honors of granting the award. So, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward to the program, now is the time to call our guest of honor to address the audience. May I please call on the podium Srimati Gunjan Krishna, IAS Officer, Commissioner for Industrial Development and Director of Industries and Commerce, Government of Karnataka. Put your hands together for Srimati Gunjan Krishna.
Mike, right? Okay. Yeah, thank you. What? No, Shikha was involved in budget a lot. I was actually after her to give us more money. Dr. I.S. Prasad, President FKCCI, all the office bearers of FKCCI, Anuradha Pradeep, who got honored today, along with Ratna Prabha Madam, and all the lovely ladies present here. You all look beautiful. Uh, and all the gentlemen also. Here at least we see, more predominance or more preponderance in numbers of women compared to men. So we need to, replicate that in all our workplaces. So today what I thought is instead of, you know about our policies, we have had round of discussion on the policies and the number of the programs we are doing, and there are a lot of people on the stage who've been guiding us. As I was telling Madam Shobha Karandraje ji that she had asked us to set up an export cell, because what we've been seeing in Karnataka is that the number of agencies that are working in the agriculture produce are so many that one doesn't know what the other is doing. And so what we decided to do is that we created a unified command. And that unified command we have created under Development Commissioner, Madam. And we have decided to do a focused, program for 5 products, ma'am, to begin with. Because if we take up the entire gamut, it doesn't work out properly. So what we have done is 6 products, 5 to 6 products, depending upon their international demand. We are working that out in details. We are in next week organizing a program with all the stakeholders so that we can ensure there is a roadmap ready, and you can hold us to that. In a year's time, we should get some results. So that is basically to tell Madam, because last meeting when we had with her, she had put this request and we've been working on this, ma'am. Now, today what I thought that instead of, as I said, I'll just make it a little personal to tell you, because what I feel is every woman who's present in this hall has a story to tell. And those stories of challenge and the adversities that she has faced and how she has overcome and how she has come to achieve whatever she has achieved. And there's so much to learn. In fact, I would urge FKCCI to bring out that booklet. These stories are very important because they inspire the youngsters. I'm talking about, for my life, if I were to talk about, there are 3 themes in my life that has, helped me to grow, and it has served me. And those 3 themes have been kindness, perseverance, and serendipity. Now, when I talk about kindness, then I talk about a story. When I was in class 12, all know the importance of class 12, especially in India. We think it is a make and break. So if you aren't getting good marks in class 12, you are done. You're finished, man. But for me, when class 12 was happening, I lost my dear uncle who was staying with us. And I was moved away from the house to stay with a friend. And that is how I took my board examination. And I thank my friend, her mother and father and her sister. And I have a deep gratitude for her because of her I could take my 12th class. She helped me all the time, we studied together. She aced it and I also did well. And both of us, because of her kindness of that family, that I'm standing here today. And what I have learned is that we all need to create the circle of kindness. If we kind to others, this kindness will come back to us. So that is one. Second is, what happened is a perseverance. I remember the time that I was getting into college and I wanted to go to Delhi because I come from a small town called Meerut. And in order to grow, you need to go out and explore the world. And that is how you know what are the things that are there to achieve. When you are in a smaller place, you feel, okay, this is what I can do. When you go to a bigger place, then you realize there is much more that can be done. And I was looking forward to going to Delhi to study. And at that particular point of time, my uncle had expired and my father was also very unwell and he was in fact on leave without pay from the government. So if the circumstances are a little difficult, we are middle class, not bad. But still, your parents will say, why do you want to go to Delhi? If you study here, then it is better. But then it's very important, and this is important for all women, opportunities don't strike again and again. When the opportunities come, you should take it. So what for me was very important was that I should take the opportunity, even though I have to persevere and work more for that. So for that first year, I commuted daily 90 kilometers from Meerut, going morning and coming back in the evening to the house. But this helped me to grow. This helped me to understand, okay, if you make it difficult, it becomes difficult. If you take it lightly, it becomes light. So perseverance was this second. And the third one was serendipity. Now serendipity is another, sometimes your luck comes calling. And when the luck comes calling, again you should be there to open the door. So it so happened that I did my economics honors and then I was doing law. I was thinking of taking GMAT and going abroad. IS was not there on my horizon, in fact. I was not thinking of taking IS, but I did talk to a friend of mine who was then my roommate, saying that, what is this exam? Why everybody is going after this? And everybody says so difficult. Should I try it? That was my one thing. And I, on my own, swear to God, would not have gone and filled that form. It so happened that this girl, who was my roommate, Fatima is her name, she got 2 forms, one for herself, one for her then boyfriend. Along with this, very quickly, my 10 commandments or 10 mantras, which I try to follow. If you find value in that, you may also take them up. First is dream. Dreaming is very important, and that dreaming is not just limited to younger lot, who has whole life ahead. Aspire, dream, and that is the only way that will keep you young, that will keep you going, that will give you motivation, that will keep you motivated. So dream big, dream. And dream can be anything. It need not be only related to professional life. It can be related to personal life. It can be related to your hobby. And then when you're looking at dreaming big, then you're dreaming, work on your dream. Because, we have a Mungeri Lal ke Haseen Sapne. That should not be the dream. Dream should be there. Along with that, your ability to work on that. And working on that requires that you should be like, we have these, I always get very humbled when I am in a room full of women, women whom I know, like Rati, the kind of work she does. And, so when I see all these women here, I feel, humbled simply because for me, a government, I get fixed salary. It is easy for me. It is so difficult to be an entrepreneur. So I always salute to your indomitable spirit. But what we feel is, as women, you have to be prepared, as you dream, and you do all the preparation to get the results. So that's the number 2. Third, enlist support. Nobody can do alone in this world. So you need to work, take support. Take support. First of all, tell your mother. If you tell your mother, your job is done because she'll be after your life. Why you haven't done that? Tell your, mother-in-laws, your friends. Create a circle of friends. Tell your partner because they will help you and sustain you. So that is very, very important. And it is also important because in today's age and time, hours are 24, you have to achieve. If you are a family also, you have to look after your kids, you have to look after your home and at the same time work. So for that, support is very important. And as Hillary Clinton has earlier said, that it takes a village to raise children. So you need this support very importantly. Those of you who are married, not for you. For those who are not married, choose your partner very wisely. Because they have to be equal. And that is very, very, those who already are married or whose partners are here, please go on other days, when we had these gender divides, which were, made etched on the stone. These are all social constructs and we need to move on. We need to learn to partake equally at home and outside. So, partners are very, very important. I'm here also again because my husband, during this COVID times when we were doing difficult tasks and we were all the time, oxygen and all of that management, I knew I'm okay because I could give my 100% because I know my husband is there, looking after the kids. So that is very important. So similarly for anybody, like for men here, please don't, I'm not saying only you, women are there to also, the spouse help. Then the other important thing is be authentic to yourself because many times we just get very bogged down and we feel, we have to follow a particular stereotype thing. When I joined the service, initially, I was like, whatever I used to wear when I was in college, I stopped doing that. I was like, I have to be really starched sarees and, you go to the office and you have to look stern. But that is not me. Like, I want to be happy. Whosoever come, interacting. So if you're authentic, then you don't have to, use this extra energy, to be someone else. And when you are yourself, you can be very gracefully do whatever is required to do. Other important thing is when we are in the, say, public service or anywhere, people, male are assertive, women are aggressive. These stereotypical, we have these. But don't worry about that. Just be yourself and don't worry. The other important part, the sixth part is, guilt. We women have a lot of guilt. We carry a lot of guilt. Guilt, oh my God, I could not, go for my child's PTA, or I was not there for this, or my husband was. There are, when we are, 24 hours, we have that much time, and there would be always a cost for whatever we do. So, but guilt is not the emotion that we should keep. Instead, look for solutions, overcome that, but guilt gnaws us down. So, instead, find solutions, and otherwise just be with us. The other important thing is I talked about opportunities. Ask for things. When things are not happening, just don't go into your shell. Most of us go into our shell. We think, okay, ask for support. Tell your partner, tell your boss, tell your friend that this is what I am undergoing. Please help me. Show yourself also, because many times we say that women, they do not, they have a lot of abilities, but they underplay their abilities. Men have, they oversay their potential, that I see even I have twins, boy and a girl. If you ask, I ask my boy how he has done in the test. Very well, very good, I aced it. And if you ask the girl, not so good, I did that wrong. But when the result comes, when you see the answer, the girl has done better than the boy. So we have this, inherent in us. So please try to overcome that. Another important thing is raising your children, because as women here and men here, please don't discriminate, raise them equally, because again, gender constructs are social construct. We need not, they need not go on, at least not for our, children. And wish you all the very, very best in all your endeavors.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing your life experiences and the very valuable information to all the women and the youngsters. In fact, I made a note of a lot of things. You just inspired me so much. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the very talented Gunjan Krishna. Thank you, ma'am. So now's the time, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome our next guest of honor, Srimati C. Shikha, to come on the podium and address the audience. But before that, ma'am, we have a small AV for you prepared by the Commercial Taxes Department on Women's Day. Can we have the AV, please?
ಬನ್ನಿ ನಾನು ರಿಪೇರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಅಂಕಲ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ನಾನು ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂಕಲ್ ಮೋಟಾರ್ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟೋಗಿದೆ, 450 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೊಸದಕ್ಕೆ, ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂಕಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ?
ಮಾಡು. ಬಿಲ್ ಗಿಲ್ ಬೇಡಮ್ಮ, ಹಂಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡು, ನಂಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಉಳಿಯುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ.
ಅಂಕಲ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಿಲ್ ಬೇಡದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ಈ ದೇಶ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ GST ಬೇಕು. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾನು GST ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟೋ GST ಇಂದಾನೆ ರೋಡ್ಗಳು, ಶಾಲೆಗಳು, ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಗಳು, ಈ ಥರ ಅದೆಷ್ಟೋ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಸರಿನಮ್ಮ, GST ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಬಿಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ತಗೋ.
That's a lovely video. Thank you, Tim. Please welcome Srimati C. Shikha IAS, Commissioner of Commercial Taxes Department, Government of Karnataka. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Over to you, ma'am.
ಗಾಳಿ ಬೀಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಗಾಳಿ. A very happy International Women's Day to all. Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, Shobha Karanlajee Madam Ji, Dr. I.S. Prasad, President FKCCI, my dear friend Gunjan Krishna, who has left nothing for me to say a very, very nice and engaging talk. Madam Ratna Prabha, Shri B.V. Gopal Reddy, respected dignitaries on the stage, and lovely ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to all of you. This is a small effort by Commercial Tax Department. As you all know, GST is being taken as a very difficult law to understand. So in our effort to make you understand in simpler way, we are making a series of short documentaries where we explain you the various aspects of ITC, registration, returns, refund. And when we realized that the Women's Day is coming on, we thought of this small video which we dedicate to all the lovely entrepreneurs here. You saw the how a small time dealer, she is having difficulties because of the stereotypes she is facing, where she is, some of the customers, consumers are not willing to even avail of her services, and how she overcomes it with so much of confidence. So these are some of the things which are still very much there in the society, but we should not be swayed by this. And at the same time, we also want you to understand where your money, where your tax goes. It goes into all the development activities in rural and urban areas, which again is utilized by people like us. So that was a small message which we have tried to give. So as I already said, Gunjan has given a very lovely talk and hardly left anything for me to touch upon. I will just try to mention 2 or 3 experiences which I have had. Madam Shobha Karanlajee is here, and I should not miss the opportunity to tell you that when she was RDPR minister, I think around 12 to 14 years back, entire lady IAS officers of my batch and the corresponding batches were put as CEO Zilla Panchayat for rural development. These discrimination, at times we face that there are problems of posting, and people say we don't want a lady collector, we don't want a lady CEO, but madam had posted all 5 of lady IAS officers as Zilla Panchayat CEO, and she used to take so much pride and give us such good assignments that me and another 2 lady CEOs, we had one national Narega award also, ma'am. And it is not only now that we are having all these video conferences. 14 years back, madam used to review us at 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning on video conferences, and she used to follow up. So what message I want to give is that the excellence of a leader is not just in excelling herself or himself. They should allow the people under them also to excel, so that they become the budding leaders of future. And that is the message which all of us should follow. All the established lady entrepreneurs here, you are doing a difficult job. In our government services itself, we see so many hurdles. I have been a first in so many departments. I was the first BESCOM MD. I was the first Mysore DC after a span of 30 years. And then here also I am the first lady CTD. But when I come here, I try to promote my lady officers. Like for in Commercial Taxes Department, first time we have posted lady officers as division in charge, JCs, for enforcement. So till now, lady JCs were not there in enforcement wing. So I'm sure when they go forward, they will be encouraging their subordinates who are working under them, and it's the trickle effect which will go on. We should support each other, we should promote each other, we should motivate each other. Another point which I want to make out is the discrimination starts at home. Not just by the way we discriminate between our son and daughter, but more between our son and daughter-in-laws. right? So if you take care of, I think I'm lucky. I had a great support from my in-law family, and that is how it should be. Because the more your daughter-in-laws, your daughters are able to contribute to society, the better the society will be. With those two words, I'll end my speech, and thank you very much.
Has been achieved 18% more than what last month. So the 18% GST is also been. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful words. Now, I'd like to welcome our Lifetime Achievement Awardee, Srimati K. Ratna Prabha, IAS, a retired officer. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Ma'am, to please come and address the audience.
This Lifetime Achievement Award makes me feel very old and retired. But I think I've miles to go. That's what I feel. So thank you, Dr. Prasad, for giving me this Lifetime Achievement Award, which is, I think, a great surprise for me, because when I got to know this, he wanted to keep it a surprise, but he couldn't keep it for long because he needed my biodata, and so the secret leaked out. And standing before all of you, I don't know, I feel very tall, like an Amitabh Bachchan or a Hema Malini or somebody receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award, which probably we bureaucrats normally are not bestowed with. So thank you, FKCCI, thank you, Dr. Sri, for giving me this wonderful award, which probably I would remember for the rest of my life. It was very nice to hear my junior colleagues speaking. I feel I was overwhelmed when I heard them speaking, and I went back down my memory lane. And I just wanted to, Prasad said you speak for 5 minutes, so after getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, speaking for 5 minutes is very, very tough, but I know a lot of things, a lot of other programs are there. I'll just try to limit myself to 5 or maybe 10 minutes. So as you all know, I am much, much senior to all of them, maybe 20 years senior to Shika and Gunjan. So I was like one of the first assistant commissioners to be posted to be there in those days, and women officers were not posted beyond Mysore, Bangalore and things like that. And I owe my posting to a lady officer, Madam Shamim Banu, and like it was said, women should support women. And that time the Chief Minister was Mr. Ramakrishna Hegde, and there was some scandal out there, and CM wanted a direct recruit to be posted. And when we were all in Missouri, all our batchmates, you know, the postings came. Somebody said, I got Mysore, I got Sirsi, I got Sakleshpur, you know, I got Dharwad, I got Bellary and things like that. And my course director said, Ratna, I'm sorry to say, but you got Bidar, you know, with a very sad expression on his face. So, but I was very happy. I said, good sir, because it's closer home. And that's how my destiny in the service began. And as Gunjan has said, 10 commandments, there are more commandments. As she said, each one's story, life is a story by itself. And that is how destiny took me to Bidar. And I think my destiny began there. And that area was so backward, nobody out there. And I was the only lady working there. And it was really a pleasure. People gave me a lot of love and support, and I dealt with a lot of public grievances. And the Chief Minister was very particular that the officers should deal with grievances. I think I feel proud after 35 to 40 years that I was one of the not the only, but one of the few officers who really dealt with grievances of people. And even now I keep calling once in a way to Shika, to Gunjan, the officer, just look into this man's issue or this woman's issues. And public grievances has always been my forte actually. And I loved, you know, doing public grievances. And there's several stories where one phone call from me or one letter from me or one signature from me has changed the life. That's what they say, for IAS officers, one phone call, it doesn't matter. We have to just make an effort to make that phone call. But it changes a life for somebody else for the better. So I think coming out, stepping out to help people is something which is very, very important to us, because people still have a lot of faith in the service, a lot of faith in the IAS. They think IAS can do the miracles, IAS can do anything. And we as IAS officers, I think, should keep up to that expectations of the people, that we can change the society and we can do something which nobody else can do. This first lesson I learned was when I was in Chikmagalur, when some teacher came, Kashyapa came to meet me. He said, Madam, you ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಸರ್ವಿಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಗಂಡಸರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಡಿ ಸಿಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಲೇಡಿ ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಜನರೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಸೊ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಎನ್ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದಟ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ you should do something for women. I think that thing stuck in me, and I continued to do work for the women and also for the women who work with me. Of course, I did for men also equally, but special trust was given to women when I worked. That is how in Chikmagalur I did the Dwakra project, then in Bidar, Raichur I did the Devdasi rehabilitation, I did the literacy, I gave auto rickshaws to women, I went to Bidar, I gave cycles to girls in the literacy, this campaign. I had the entire Zilla Parishad action plan for women. And I must say the politicians were so good. Nobody objected to it. And I could, run the whole district with the entire year with the action plan for women. So one thing was, I said, throughout my service, go on doing something for the women. And that is how I think my career took a turn. That it's not that I didn't do anything in the department. I did some changes in the departments, plus what I did for women was an extra plus. It was complementary to what I was already doing. The second thing is, I think after a few bitter experiences, I always felt that I should also take care of my juniors, always, especially the women juniors. And this I learned because, as I said, thanks to Shamim Banuji, Madam posted me to Bidar as AC, and that's how it changed my destiny. Madam Shobana Mission came to Bidar. She said, do you know about the Metropolitan Society? I said, I don't know. She said, you get plots. I'll go and pay your 500 rupees. And she went and paid my 500 rupees, because in those days there were no telephones, trunk calls. Bidar was just cut off. Only through wireless messages the district was accessible. So she paid my 500 rupees, and that's how I got my plot in the HSR layout, which is still lying there. I think I'm the only officer who's not built a house, because I was so crazy about working that I never thought that I should build a house in Bangalore. I think now I regret that I didn't build a house in Bangalore. It's too late. So that is how, the women officers, when they helped me, I thought that when I become a senior, I should also help the women officers. And this is a point Nishika also raised, that we should, as women, help other women to grow in life. The third thing which I thought, which I should, share, was in addition to contributing something in my particular posting. In every post I have contributed. And all of you know, let me come to only the industries, because very little time has been given to me. As you know, when I took charge in industries, we were 13th or 11th or something in Karnataka. And before I took charge, as Shika said, we had several firsts. I was first AC Bidar, first DC Bidar, first DC Raichur, first Vincenza Board officer. Wherever I went, I was the first. And when I came from Delhi, and I of working in industries in Visakhapatnam, I've done an SCZ for 7 years. I worked as IT secretary for 3 years. And I had a big argument with the chief minister. I said, I don't know, and it went on for a month. And he was also under tension, and that whole post was kept, in additional charge. And we had huge pressure from the male officers that industry should be given to the, one male IS officer. And here I was going once in a way and requesting CM sir, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಖಾಲಿ ಇದೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಕೊಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಾನು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಿನಿಂದ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಕೃಪಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ. So this was going on, and see, as again I said, destiny, I think, and Shika mentioned, you do a good thing and then, you know, the cycle goes on. I met CM and I went out and some gentleman went to meet CM. I don't know who he was. Apparently, he told CM that he saw me in Raichur as DC and he said, you make her industry secretary, she's a very dedicated officer. And that's how the CM decided, stroke of the pen, he signed my ACS Industries, and thus the history of the first lady ACS in Karnataka was signed. But our officers don't keep quiet. Elections were declared, so they referred it to election commissioner. And all the 3 election commissioners were on tour. I got one person in Assam. He said, why have your people referred to me? Yours is, you know, industries, nothing to do with deputy commissioners. Why have they referred to me? But again, I had to wait for 3 days for that officer to come back, and finally, you know, this whole industries thing was given to me, and then rest is history after that. After a great deal of struggle, again, some intrigues, palace intrigues, etc., finally, I was bestowed with the Chief Secretary of Karnataka, and parallelly working with the women, I was working with women entrepreneurs, and after I retired, as you all know, we formed this Ubuntu consortium, and I continue to work with women entrepreneurs, which gives me a lot of pleasure and happiness. People ask me, what do you get? Why are you not enjoying? Why don't you relax? You can, you know, go on holidays. You can, you know, just watch movies. You can do whatever you want. Why do you want to work with women entrepreneurs? But I told them I experimented with everything, and this is the only thing which gives me pleasure, and that is why I continue to work. And all of you give me so much of support. The support I get gives me the satisfaction and motivation to work for the women entrepreneurs. So with this, I thank Dr. Prasad. I think this award is really a genuine award, because after 4 years of retirement, if you still recognize my contribution, I think it doesn't have any vested interest. It's only pure appreciation, love and affection. And for this, I'm very thankful to the FKCCI that in such a prestigious surrounding and such a prestigious organization has given me this award. But definitely, with this Lifetime Achievement Award, I will not rest. I will continue to work. Though I'm retired, I'm not tired. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your amazing words. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon our next dignitary, Srimati Anuradha Pradeep, to talk a few words and address the audience. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Over to you, ma'am.
With permission of the Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, President of FKCCI, the intellectual tagged IAS officers, past presidents, members, dear friends, family, ladies and gentlemen. I'm given 2 minutes time, but I will ask just a minute or 2 more. But I promise that I'll finish within the time that I've asked for. When I was asked to have this special award, I was truly surprised. And I concur with what Madam Ratnaprabha said, that it is purely out of love and affection and his observation of the achievements that we have made, that he has selected us to accept this award, which I graciously accepted. When I was put in this galaxy of intellectual women, IAS to all of us means intelligence par excellence. It can't be anything other than that. I wondered then, where do I fit in? One thing we all should keep in mind, that law as a course is not very difficult. It's very easy to study. It's after you study the law, it's every day is a testing time for you. When people ask me, what is the senior counsel or senior advocate that you will become? Under the Advocates Act,
there is a discretion which is given to the High Court to designate any advocate who has put in years of practice, who has got some intellectual acumen, who's got juristic characteristics, to be designated as a senior advocate. Now this used to happen earlier at the complete discretion of the High Court, but however, in the past 4-5 years, there is a complete procedure which is kept in place. So earlier they would give a recommendation and a consent, but now along with the recommendation and the consent of the candidate, we're supposed to give our entire case laws work, all the social work that we have done, the pro bono work that we have done. All this is placed before a committee. A committee consists of 3 most senior judges of the High Court, and then you have Advocate General who represents the government, so who will hear to the ministers, and then you have a jurist person from out of the bar who constitute a committee. Now they will evaluate all your work, and then they put this work in public domain, calling for objections and comments from people. And after considering all this, then they will recommend, saying this candidate is fit to be a senior counsel. And this doesn't end there. After that, it is put before the full court. Full court means all the sitting judges of the High Court will view it again, and unanimously they have to accept you to be the senior counsel. I wondered, why was I chosen? And I see the bird's eye or the eagle's eye of Dr. Prasad, who knows about this. And that's why he was called me, and I kind of feel a little bit comfortable now with all these distinguished women along with me. I had 2 things to say, but I don't have time, but I'll quickly run through it. We are in the what shall I say, temple of economy. The state's economy runs from here. And we all should remember an incident that happens to all of us. When we're learning a cycle, we fall off. But we don't give up. We get up, dust ourselves, and move. With pandemic, the situation has become like this. We've all fallen down. My only thought would be that we need to muster courage, sit back, and steer our businesses, because that is the backbone of this country. And while doing so, I'm sure you'll have many legal issues to sort out, but in my years of experience, I have seen a lot of alternative dispute resolution forums opening in the city. One we have at Khanija Bhavan, Arbitration Center, then we have a mediation center at Nyaya. So all of that will be there for us, for you all, to resolve your conflicts and disputes. Before I end, I have a good news to Madam Minister. A few years ago, Kannada was declared as a classical language. And this was questioned by our neighbor state in their High Court. And the Madras High Court upheld that Kannada can be or is a classical language. This judgment is written by a Kashmiri judge, so beautifully written, and he takes us all the way back to Kavi Rajamarga. And that now inspires me at least to talk 2 sentences in Kannada every time I speak. And so my last and final submission to you all will be in Kannada. I studied, ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಎದುರುಗಡೆನೇ ಇದೆ. 30 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇದು ಹಳೇ ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಭಾರಿ ವಿಂಟೇಜ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫು ಸರ್ ಎಂ ವಿ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಗರುಡಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಸ್ಮಾಯಿಲ್ ಅವರ ಚಿತ್ರ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಇವ್ರ ಥರನೇ ನಾವು ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕನಸು ಖಂಡಿತ ಉಂಟು. ಅಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮಹನೀಯರ ಪಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು IS ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರ ಹೆಸರು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಕರ ವಿಷಯ. ಇವರಂಥ ಮಹನೀಯರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಆಗಿದ್ದು, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಪದದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ DVG ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಕಗ್ಗ ಮೂಲಕ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಕ್ಷಣ ಅದೊಂದು ಅನಂತ ಕಾಲ ತಾನಾಗುವುದು, ಅನುಭವಕ್ಕೆ ಸತ್ಯ ಶಿವ ಸುಂದರಗಳು ಅಮರೆ. ಮನ ತುಂಬಿ ಶಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅಮೃತಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು, ಕ್ಷಣದೊಳು ಅಕ್ಷಯ ಕಾಣುವ ಮಂಕುತಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂತ. ಈ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂದು ನಾನು ಅಕ್ಷಯ ಕಾಣಿಸೋಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹಕರಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ನನಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಬಹಳ ದೂರದಿಂದ ನನ್ನ ಪರಿವಾರದವರು ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬದವರು, ಬಹಳ ದೂರದಿಂದ ತವರಿನವರು ಮತ್ತು ಅತ್ತೆ ಮನೆಯವರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೋಟಿ ಕೋಟಿ ವಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾ
I just wanted to, I was waiting to acknowledge Madam Shobha Karandalaje from a long, long time. And somehow, because they cut my time, I just forgot to, I wanted to share one very small incident. As I mentioned about women helping women, I remember many years back, maybe 20 years or 22 years back when Madam was heading the ministry here. I came to Bangalore for, Madam is Energy Minister. I came to Bangalore to request the Chief Minister for an extension. I was on a deputation to Andhra Pradesh and I came. And then the Chief Minister asked his secretary to consider the case. And I gave my representation and bureaucratically my colleague, though he was a very good friend of mine, he rejected my extension. He said, no, you've gone enough outside Karnataka, now you better come back, and he rejected it. So I was coming back on the flight to Hyderabad, and as you say, destiny, somebody was traveling with me on the flight next to me, and he happened to be somebody whom I knew when I was posted in Hyderabad, and he asked me what happened. I said, see, my application got rejected, and I was a bit dejected. He said, don't worry, I'll get it done. I said, how will you get it done? He said, don't ask me how I'll get it done, but it'll be done. And after 2 days, I got a call from DPR saying that, Madam, your extension has been recommended to Government of India. So I was really shocked. Maybe my batchmate had second thoughts about what he did. Then I called up this gentleman and asked him. He said, "Naak adugadu, don't ask me, but I have done it." So after many, many years, I still had the curiosity how my extension was done in Karnataka. So after I became Chief Secretary or so, I called that gentleman. He came to meet the then CM. So he entered into my room. Then I asked him, at least now you can tell me how you got my extension done. Because now it's almost 15, 20 years, you can share the secret with me. He said, I knew Shobha Madam. And Shobha Madam picked up the call and spoke to Secretary DPR and said, extension for you. Madam, thank you very much. But today I got this opportunity. I wanted to thank you on the stage. I spoke about Shamim Banu and I spoke about Shobha Mission. I forgot to mention this. And that is how I got my 2 years extension in Hyderabad. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Just wanted to say women should help women.
Thank you, ma'am. It's lovely that you shared this story with us. So ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to welcome our chief guest on the podium. Please put your hands together for our chief guest, Madam Sushri Shobha Karandalaje, Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India. Over to you, ma'am.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನನ್ನ ಗಂಟಲು ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. FKCCI ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರೇ, ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯರೇ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳೇ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೋ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸಂಭ್ರಮದಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಂಡಸರ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ದಿನ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪುರುಷರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ವತಃ ಅನುಭವಿಸುವಂಥವ್ರು, ನಮಗೆ ಭಾಷಣದ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಹೊರಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಹಿಳೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅಂತ. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ತಿಂಡಿ ಅವಳದ್ದೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಇಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ನೋಡೋದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಿಳೆನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ದಯಮಾಡಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ. ಮಹಿಳಾ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಾಗೋದು ಸುಲಭದ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ IAS ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸು ಅವರು IAS ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಥ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ IAS ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಯ ಕನಸಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ರಾಜ್ಯದ CS ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಚೀಫ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ IPS ಆದರೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆದರೆ ಅವನ ಕನಸಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮೊದಲ ಕನಸು ಅವನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಎರಡನೇ ಕನಸು ಅವನು DIG ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾವ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಇಂಥ ಉನ್ನತ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೂ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಆ ಮಾನಸಿಕತೆಯಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸತ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು, ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಉದ್ಯಮ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಪುರುಷ ಪ್ರಧಾನವಾದಂಥ ಉದ್ಯಮ. ಅದು ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಪುರುಷರೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಆದರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಸುಮಾರು 10,000 ಕೋಟಿಯಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಉದ್ಯಮವನ್ನ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಸಂಗತಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 1,000 ಕೋಟಿಯಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಹೋಲಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆನೆ, ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಇದು ಕಡಿಮೆನೆ. ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ, ಗುಂಜಾಣಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಣ್ಮುಂದೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಅಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮೇಕ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಮೇಡ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದ ಮೂಲಕ ಸ್ವದೇಶಿ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಕ್ಕೆ, ಸ್ವದೇಶಿ ಉದ್ಯಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಇದೆ. ಇಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ತೊಡಗಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಈ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ಯಮಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ವಿಚಾರ. ಕಳೆದ 2 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕೊರೋನಾವನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಒಟ್ಟು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಕೊರೋನಾದ ಈ 2 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟು ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಓದುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ನನಗೆ ನೆನಪಿದೆ, 40-45 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಬೇಯ್ತಾನೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ತನಕ ಇಟ್ಟರು ಅದು ಬೇಯ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಮೆರಿಕನರು ಸಮುದ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕುವಂತ ಗೋಧಿಯನ್ನ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ವಿ. ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಕಾಲಕ್ರಮೇಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ರೆವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ನಾವು ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂತ ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ಮೇಲುಗೈಯನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತಾ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಸಂಗತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕೇವಲ ನನ್ನ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ಸೀಮಿತ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಸಂಗತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಕಳೆದ 2 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ತೋಟಗಾರಿಕಾ ಬೆಳೆ, ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಂಪಲು ತರಕಾರಿ ಹೂವ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು, ಇದರ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಸಂಗತಿ. ಭಾರತ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸುಮಾರು 386 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಟನ್ ತೋಟಗಾರಿಕಾ ಬೆಳೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಸುಮಾರು 306 ಮಿಲಿಯನ್ ಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಟನ್ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆದಂಥ ಆಹಾರ ಪದಾರ್ಥವನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷ ಆದ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇವತ್ತು ಮೋದಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಯೋಚನೆ. ಗುಂಜಾಣ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ನಾನು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರು, ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರು ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಅವರ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಸಭೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಒಂದೇ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಹಣ್ಣು ತರಕಾರಿ ಆಹಾರಧಾನ್ಯ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ. 2023ನೇ ಇಸವಿ ಯುಎನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಯುಎನ್, ಯುನೈಟೆಡ್ ನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಭಾರತದ ಕೋರಿಕೆ. ಭಾರತ ಯುಎನ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿತ್ತು ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಒಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಯುಎನ್ ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವತ್ತು 2023 ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್, ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸೇ. ಅವರು ಜೋಳ ತಿಂತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರು ರಾಗಿ ತಿಂತೀವಿ. ರಾಗಿ, ಸಜ್ಜೆ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಕಳೆದ 1 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನೀವು ಕಲ್ಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡ ತುಂಬಾ ಗುಡ್ಡಗಾಡು ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕೂಡ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ ರೆಸಿಡ್ಯೂ ಇರುವಂತ ಮಿಲ್ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತೀರಿ ಮತ್ತು ಹಳೆ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಿದ್ದೀರಿ ನೀವು, ಇವತ್ತು ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡಿಕೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ, ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ ಫುಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ. ಅದು ತಾಜಾ ತರಕಾರಿ, ತಾಜಾ ಹಣ್ಣು, ತಾಜಾ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊರತೆ ಇರುವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಖಾದ್ಯ ತೈಲಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಭಾಗ ಒಂದು 5% 10% ಬೇಳೆಕಾಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾವು ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 70-75% ಖಾದ್ಯ ತೈಲವನ್ನು ಇಂಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಎಣ್ಣೆಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಖಾದ್ಯ ತೈಲ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಮಲೇಷಿಯಾ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡೋನೇಷ್ಯಾದಿಂದ ಪಾಮಾಯಿಲನ್ನು ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಬ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹಾಕೋದು, ಇದು ಸನ್ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಆಯಿಲ್, ಇದು ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ನಟ್ ಆಯಿಲ್, ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಒರಿಜಿನಲಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು 80% 85% ಪಾಮೋಲಿನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಖಾದ್ಯ ತೈಲದಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಾವಲಂಬಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಬೇಳೆಕಾಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ನಮಗೆ ಸರ್ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ಅದು ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವು ವರ್ಷ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಹಳ ನಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಲಾಭದಾಯಕ ಬರುವಂಥ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಗುಂಜನ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರು, ಮುರುಗೇಶ್ ನಿರಾಣಿ ಅವರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಸಭೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನನ್ನ ವಿನಂತಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಇವತ್ತು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ನಿಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ? IT, BT. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ IT ಈ ಹಬ್ಬಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಅದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಂದು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇದೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಯಾವುದೇ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟೇ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಪ್ರವಾಸ, ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನೀವು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಅವರು ಕೇವಲ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಇದೆ, ಅಪೆಡೆ ಇದೆ, DGIC ಇದೆ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದ ಎಂಬೆಸಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ಎಂಬೆಸಿಗಳ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಸೇರಿ ಆ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದು ಬೇಕು, ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಯಾವುದು ಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ ರೆಸಿಡ್ಯೂನ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಅದು ಬರಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಅವರೇ ನಮಗೆ ಸಪ್ರೇಟಾಗಿ ಸೆಲ್ಲನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು, ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬಲ್ಲಂಥದ್ದವರು ನಮ್ಮ SH ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸು. ಯಾರು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಟೇಜ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಈ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು ಯಾರು ನೀವು ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದು ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಪುರುಷರಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ ರಾ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂಥವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು. ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಎಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಲಾಭದಾಯಕವಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ಯಮವಾಗುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊರೋನಾದ ನಂತರದ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಂಥ ನಾವು ಉದ್ಯಮವನ್ನು ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅವಕಾಶ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಒಂದು ಎಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಿಸ್ಟ್ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಇದು ಹಾರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಫ್ಲೋರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ರಾಜ್ಯ, ಸೆರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ರಾಜ್ಯ. ನಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಇದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ. ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನಲಿಕ್ಕಿರುವಂಥ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗಳು ಬಹಳ ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ನಾವಿವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು ಕೇವಲ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಾವು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಹಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೆ ಹಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ, ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರನ್ನು ಅಗ್ರಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಗ್ರಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಇವತ್ತು. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು, ಯಾರು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೀದಾ ಬಂದು ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಕೂತಿರುವಂಥವರಲ್ಲ. ಮನೆಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಮನೆಯ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮನೆಯ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ IAS ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎದ್ದು 10 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಆಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಬಲ್ಲು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಮನೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಉದ್ಯಮಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವು ಟೀಚರ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ನೀವೇನೇ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ, ತಾಳ್ಮೆ, ಆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಆ ಮಮತೆ ಇರುವಂಥದ್ದು ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳಿಗೆ. ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಗಂಡಸರಿಗೆ ಮನೆಯ ಕೆಲಸ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಲಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳು ಮನೆಯ ಕೆಲಸ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊರಗಿನ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಏನೋ ಗುಡುಗುಣ ಅನ್ಬೋದು ಸಂಜೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ನನಗೂ ಸುಸ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನ ಮನೆಯವರು, ನನ್ನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡ, ನನ್ನ ಸಂಸಾರ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ಸು, ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳಿಗಿದೆ. ಭಾರತದ ಹೆಣ್ಮಗಳು ಕೇವಲ ಬರೀ ಅಡುಗೆ ಮನೆಗೆ ಸೀಮಿತ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಪಂಚದ ಕೆಲವು ದೇಶಗಳು ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ರೈಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ 11 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಇಂದಿರಾ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರು ಪ್ರಧಾನಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ಅಂಥ ದೇಶ ಇದು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲವು ಮಾನಸಿಕತೆ, ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಮಾನಸಿಕತೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಇದೆ. ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತವರಿಗೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೂ ನನ್ನ ಅನುಭವ ಬೇರೆನೇ ಇದೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು 30-35 ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ 35 ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಫೋನ್ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಫೋನನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ತೊಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರ ಗಂಡ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಂಥ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲೂ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತವೆ, ಸಹಜವಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರುವಂಥವ್ರು ಯಾವ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಈ ದೇಶದ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಹಲವಾರು ಜನ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ರಾಜಕೀಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರ ಗಂಡ, ತಂದೆ, ತಮ್ಮ, ಅಣ್ಣನ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ನೀವು ಉದ್ಯಮಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರುವಾಗ ಗಂಡನ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೋ ತಂದೆ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲೋ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆದರೆ ನೀವೇ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ನೀವೊಬ್ಬರು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟರ್, ನೀವು ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಉದ್ಯಮಿ, ನೀವು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಬಾಂಬೆಯವರು ಅಥವಾ ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯವರು ಕೋಲ್ಕತ್ತಾದವರು ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಬೆಳಿಬೇಕನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಇವತ್ತು GDPಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು 20-22% ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಿನ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಎತ್ತರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನೀವು ಕೂಡ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗಳ ಸಹಕಾರವನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವಂಥ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಏನೇನು ನೀವು ಈಗ ಉದ್ಯಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಈ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನದಿಂದ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಆರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿ. ಇದರಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ರೈತರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಬರುವಂಥ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು FKCCI ಏನೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವರದು ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಕ್ಯುಬೇಷನ್ ಸೆಂಟರಿಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಖಂಡಿತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಅದು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಕಾನೂನಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಖಂಡಿತ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ 1 ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ 1 ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ 1 ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೇ ಇದೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಂಡ್ಯದ ಬೆಲ್ಲ, ಮಂಡ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು 1 ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ 1 ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬೆಲ್ಲ. ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ಹೋದರೆ ಅರಿಶಿನ. ಕೇವಲ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆನೂ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಬೇರೆನೂ ಇದೆ. ರಾಗಿನೂ ಬೆಳಿತೀವಿ. ರಾಗಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು PDS ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಲ್ಲೂ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯೋಚನೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹಾಯ ಖಂಡಿತ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಸಾದ್ ಅವರ ಇದು ಗುಂಪು ಮತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ಕುಟುಂಬ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಯನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮೊದಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲೇ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ಬೆಳಗಿನಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಾಗಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅವರು ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅದು ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಶಿಖಾ ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ಮೊದಲ ಚೆಸ್ಕಾಮ್ MD ಅವರು. ನಾನು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಚೆಸ್ಕಾಮ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಮೊದಲ MD ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಹಿಳಾ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರನ್ನು ಆಯ್ಕೆನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊದಲ ಬಾರಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಂಥ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಒಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನರ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಖಂಡಿತ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂತವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಲವಾರು ಜನ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬ ಜನರ ಮುಖ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, ಇನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಎದ್ದೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ನನಗೆ ಎಳ್ಳೆ ಭಾಷಣ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕೂ ನೀವು ಕೂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನನಗೂ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು, ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ವುಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ.
I request Smita Prabhu and Smita come to stage. And before we proceed to other things, ಇವತ್ತು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾತೀಯ ಮಹಿಳಾ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ತಾವು ಬಂದು ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ actually also been belongs to all communities. There no war. And may I request all of you to give a standing ovation for all the chief guests, Shobha Kandarji, Ganjay Krishna Madam, Shikha Madam, Ratna Prabhu, Life to Michi Madam, Another Pradeep, and all the awardees. There are 14 awardees here.
ಜೋರಾದ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. Audience, come on, put your hands together.
It's a great beginning and great occasion for FKCCI to witness such a galaxy of women entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Audience, I request you all to please have your seats. Settle down.
ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ತಾತ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಯಜಮಾನ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ.
Audience, continue to clap, put your hands together, and give a huge round of applause to the rock stars out there on the stage. Okay, thank you team, thank you for joining us. So ladies and gentlemen, the next is, okay, so it's time to honor our chief guests and all the guests of honors. So we'll begin with honoring Shobha Madam, our chief guest. To do the honors, may I please request our president from FKCCI and all the dignitaries on stage. I'd also welcome Mrs. Radhika Prasad to join us on stage for honoring our chief guest. Come on audience, put your hands together for our beloved Shobha Madam. Thank you, sir. May I please request you to now honor our guest of honor, Srimati Gunjan Krishna, IAS. I request the president and all the dignitaries on stage to honor our next guest of honor. Come on, audience, joraga chappale varleke. Come on, keep clapping. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can we please honor our next guest of honor, Srimati C. Shikha, IAS. Clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, team. Thank you very much. I request all the chief guests and guest of honors to please settle down, and audience, you all can settle down there.
I request all the awardees, 14 awardees, just come for the photo. Then we'll be awarding after the session. After the award available. They're giving after panel discussion. And may I request the chief guest to honor the most dynamic chairperson, Sushima, and I want J.C. Lawrence also. Please come and receive.
I request Mr. J.C. Lawrence, Director and Chairperson, Industry Committee, FKCCI, to please come on stage. And we have Sushima Vidyaratnaraj, Director and Chairperson, Women Entrepreneurs Committee, already on stage. So we request the chief guest and guest of honors to please honor them. Thank you. Audience, continue to clap, cheer up, put your hands together. I request all the 14 awardees to please come on stage for a photo session. Thank you. You all can move till the end. All the awardees, just move a little towards the right, please, just so that you all fit in one picture. May I also request all the committee members to come on stage. Committee members FKCCI, please come on stage for a photo session, please. All the women committee members too, we request you to join on stage. Okay, for now, only the women committee members. Request you to join on stage. Thank you. The managing committee to please come on stage. So the lady staff 12 members, please join us on stage for a photo session, team. Okay. The next program is the panel discussion. So I request all the panelists to please join on stage. Type DGM, SBI. The next one, may I please welcome Ms. Uma Devi BY, Managing Director, Candor Business Solutions Private Limited. I request Ms. Sushima Vidyaratnaraj to please do the honors of honoring our panelists. We also have our next panelist joining us, Dr. Pallavi Ramachandra, Professor and HOD, Gynecologist, Oncologist, Kirvai Cancer Institute, Bangalore. Put your hands together for all the four panelists, ladies and gentlemen. So ladies and gentlemen, to the audience, may I please call upon Ms. Pooja Prabhakar, Managing Partner and CEO, BCP Associates LLP. Put your hands together for Ms. Pooja Prabhakar, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Padma Sudha on stage. Put your hands together for Ms. Padma Sudha Chandrasekhar, currently associated with GAIN Global Alliance for Mass Entrepreneurship, a not-for-profit organization working to improve enabling conditions for broad-based entrepreneurship. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We have like a group of rock stars on the stage, so continue to cheer for them. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, now is the award ceremony. We are waiting for our President, Dr. I.S. Prasad, to join us back on stage. Meanwhile, I would like to let the moderators know, please be ready to come up and read about the awardees. I would request Ms. Sanjeevi Singh, Ms. Uma G. Reddy, C.A. Divya S., Ms. Pooja Prabhakar, Ms. Padma Sudha Chandrasekhar. Please be ready. I think you have awardees allocated to you and you may have to come up on the stage to read about them. Alright team, we're here starting the award ceremony. Before we get started, I request you all, we have 14 awardees from across different parts of Karnataka. Put your hands together and cheer up for all the rock stars going to get awards today. Okay. So, to present the first three set of awards, may I please welcome on stage Ms. Sanjeevi Singh. Clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Ms. Sanjeevi Singh. Thank you.
Good evening to one and all. Happy International Women's Day. So, good evening once again. I would like to introduce Anushka Jaisinghania. Sindhi by birth and Fully by DNA. And Indian by heart, and so truly number Bangalore girl. Schooling at Sophia High School and completed BSc Home Science with distinction from Mount Carmel College, further completed MBA Sales and Marketing from Symbiosis, Pune. Snack Me is every snacker's delight. They manufacture and supply best variety of snacks. All the moments of celebrations, they manufacture ready-to-cook snacks with no added preservatives. Empowering more women to become entrepreneurs, they run a semi-automated unit run by women to manufacture the frozen snacks. Want to build a strong 25-women team by 2025 to manufacture best variety of frozen snacks in India. Making snacks experience convenient and easy by 2027. Miss Anushka Jaisinghania. Miss Anusha Jaisinghani, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Miss Anushka Snack Me. Miss Ashalata Giresh Malye. Ashalata, born in a Brahmin family from South Kannada, Karnataka, completed her schooling from MBMS English Medium School and Diploma in Commercial Practice from Government Polytechnic, Belgavi. Due to untimely death of her husband, Mr. Giresh, she had taken over GoCast. GoCast is one of the leading composite modern self-confined foundries in India, which manufactures various types of quality castings that are used in various industry segments. To run a foundry from a housewife with 2 children at the age of 13 and 10 and maintain a social responsibility and for her employees was the biggest challenge. She wanted GoCast to be known as one of the leading foundries and becoming industrialist with a social cause. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Lata Giresh. We have next Mr. Chandrakala, who was born in Bengaluru. She has finished her bachelor degree in NMKRV College in Jayanagar and masters in MA from Bangalore University. By just not being a housewife, she decided to become a strong and build herself confidence to stay on her own. Her well-wisher Raju sir guided her, and being a teacher in her life, and she's created Bajrang Industrial Packaging Company, converting it from a timber yard to an MNC company. She started the company with 25-30 lakhs with 30 people, and today she has more than 200 workers with a company worth 8 crores. That's a big number to go. She took part in Miss Navaratna fashion show in 2001 and she won the first place. So, ladies and gentlemen, we present here Chandrakala. Thank you.
Fantabulous evening, happy Women's Day. And I would like to call upon Deepali Sheetal Kutatke, the next awardee. Please do come down. Deepali Kutatke is a computer science engineer from Washington College of Engineering, a reputed institution. She was born in Sangli and did her schooling in Marathi medium. She always wished to be her own boss. Internet came as a bond for her and she could become the first e-commerce entrepreneur from Karnataka. WebDreams India and FlipHookly.com was established in 2001. The firm started as the first e-commerce firm from Karnataka. WebDreams has launched WeSellOnline.org, e-commerce training platform for women entrepreneurs in association with the United Nations. Deepali had launched a portal, WeSellOnline.org, for women entrepreneurs with the United Nations, ESCAP and EIF to provide free training. She was successfully trained 1,600 women in the field of e-commerce. She's been awarded the most prestigious award, High Performing Women IT Entrepreneur by SDPI and GOK in 2010. Kittu Chenama Award by Women and Child Development Department, GOK in 2020. She'll be training more than 10,000 women in next 5 years and empower women from South Asia with the knowledge of e-commerce and digital marketing. Please give your hands, big hands. Yes, award to Deepali Sheetal. Can I request Sanjeevi to take the award on behalf of Divya Rani? She was not able to present due to unavoidable circumstances. Divya is a PhD scholar, Jindal University, Delhi, Masters in European Studies, Manipal University and Hochschule Bremen City University, Germany, Certified National Skill Development Trainer. As an independent entrepreneur providing service to rural higher education institution and NGO to empower youth and women through quality education and skill development trainings. Rural skill development training for women and students is our forte, and creating awareness on women-oriented taboo certificates through research. Personally achieved Erasmus Mundus International Award for higher studies abroad in the next 5 years. Yeah. Can I request the next award? Yeah. Can I request Lata to come on stage, please? Yeah, Lata Lamps and Handicrafts in 12 years old. Woman entrepreneur company. She is running successfully in manufacturing decorative diyas and 100% pure quality camphor. Yeah, she's here. Okay, she's an NMKRB college student since childhood days. Very interested in art, craft, painting and handicrafts making activities. Due to huge financial crisis in family after marriage, started thinking to utilize her childhood hobbies and skills to convert into earnings. This boosted to start up a business as a cottage industry, contribution to the society's opportunity for 50 women distributors across the pan-India, served as a vice president of FKCCI Women Entrepreneurs Panel, planning to establish industry for small and medium scale KRV industrial area in Women Park in Mysore district. Yeah, can you please give a big hand? Thank you.
A very pleasant good evening to each one of you present here. I would like to call upon stage Ms. Leena onto the dais. Ms. Leena B. Parihari, born and brought up at Belgaum. She was involved in teaching basic computers. Later she went to become an IT professional after working with around 10 MNCs. She established Alpha Enzyme Life Science in 2007 and it is a manufacturer of industrial enzymes for giant industries and SMEs. Their company is also committed to protection of environment and ecology in strict compliance with regulatory requirements at all times. For this very brief introduction, I welcome you once again, ma'am, and congratulations for the award. I would like to welcome Ms. Shravani Pawar on the desk. Born and brought up in Dharwad, as she was very much interested in social work, chose to join Bachelors of Social Work. They recruit men and women from rural villages and urban slums. They provide them training and employ them as security guards and housekeeping staff. Safe Hands 24/7 has not only given the employment opportunity, but it has created a sense of responsibility and created an awareness that security job is not restricted to men only. She's also won the Women Entrepreneur Award 2015 under Business category and Entrepreneurship organized by L'Oreal Paris and Femina. She's also featured in TV show Walk the Talk Show with Deshpande in NDTV 2016. With this very brief intro, I would like to congratulate you once again. Next, I would like to welcome on stage Ms. Shubha Mangala, Nandishwar Enterprises, Tumkur. Born and brought up in small town Chalkere, Ms. Shubha Mangala started a small unit with 5 employees, which grew to 13 employees very quickly. And she's been training in quality products for the past 16 years, generating employment and improving financial status of industry and trading. She is self-confident and motivated with a deep entrepreneurial spirit. She is highly recognized in her community and ready to meet the challenges of business at any moment. Started manufacturing of earthing, compound powder and earthing. She provides service in the field of hospitals and service for industrial purposes. Next, I invite Ms. Soumya Raj, proprietor, Ruhika Creations from Shimoga. Born and brought up in Hassan district in Sakleshpur, she completed her MBA in HR in Shimoga and had the urge to do something with her capabilities. She started homemade food products in 2014 for around 2 years. Then she started a new business of retail ready-made garments in 2016 and expanded that. Ruhika Creations is a small and medium-scale garment production unit in Shimoga. She started with 8 members as a startup and now she has 70 full-time skilled manpower. Congratulations, Ms. Soumya.
Hello
Ms. Vatika Kamath on stage. Vatika is a proprietor of Vatika International Travels, Mangalore. Vatika's company specializes in customized holidays, both international and domestic, with a focus on customer service. And by understanding changing customer preferences, Vatika International scores very high on customer satisfaction and enjoys repeat business from their customers. Vatika's company provides employment to more than 100 employees, of which 50% are women. With an objective to empower women, Vatika continues to give priority to providing employment to women. She has completed BCom and MBA from Manipal Institute of Management and secured first rank and gold medal in BCom under Mangalore University. Can I request Ms. Bhanumati, represented by her sister Shashika? Please come. Okay. Bhanumati is an outstanding scientist, Deputy Director, Systems Reliability and Quality Area. Yeah. She's an MSc in Physics with Electronics as special subject from Central College, Bangalore University.
Please come on the stage. There are two Umareddy places. MC. Umareddy ma'am, Managing Committee Member, FKCCI, please. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call upon Dr. Lata Christe. Congratulations, ma'am. She has achieved lots of more achievements. Then she joined the DRDO as a scientist in 1987 and is presently serving as Associate Director of MRDC DRDO Bangalore. Congratulations, ma'am. Time is very short. We congratulate you once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, team. Thank you very much for honoring our very deserving awardees. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to reward our committee members. I repeat, after awardees, it's the time for the recognition of committee members. I'd like to call upon them one by one. May I please first welcome Ms. Revati Venkataraman, Co-Chairperson of Women Entrepreneurs Committee. I welcome Ms. Revati Venkataraman to please come on stage. And I request our President and all the dignitaries on stage to please honor our committee member. Thank you. Come on, audience, let's not lose the energy. Clap for her and clap for all the rock stars going to come on. Thank you. May I please now welcome Mr. Tallam Dwarkanath, past President, FKCCI and Advisor, Women Entrepreneurs Committee. Put your hands together for Mr. Tallam. Audience, claps must go on. A jora the chapare badi. You can whistle, do whatever, but cheer up. Thank you. up for the women. Next, ladies and gentlemen, I request Dr. Madhurani Gowda to be ready. Please come on stage. Okay, Ms. Uma Reddy is already on stage. Clap for her, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, team. Now we have Dr. Madhurani Gowda. Please clap for her. Next, I welcome Ms. Padma Sudha Chandrasekhar. Please come on stage. Just hold on, ma'am. Once the honor is done, you can just get on stage. Alright, now we have Ms. Padma Sudha Chandrasekhar. Clap for our audience. The claps must go on. Next, I request Ms. Pooja Prabhakar to please be ready. Come on stage.
Both of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the claps must not stop. Cheer up for our very talented committee members. We have Ms. Pooja Prabhakar with us. Next, I request Ms. Sanjeevi Singh, please be ready. Next, I request Ms. C.A. Divya S. Please be ready. C.A. Divya S. I request you to be ready near the stairs. Just be ready, and once this is done, you can join. Clap for them, team. Come on, the claps must go on. Now, Miss C.A. Geeta A.D. Miss Geeta A.D., please come on stage. Okay, we have Divya S. Clap for our audience. The next one I request, so Geeta is not amongst us. We request Miss Rati Srinivasan to be ready.
ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಕಳಿಸೋಣ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Miss Uma G. Reddy. Clap for her. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our last committee member, Mr. MC Dinesh, past President FKCCI. Come on, I think this crowd is the friends, so clap for them, cheer up. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much to the guest of honors and all the dignitaries for honoring our committee members. So to all the audience members out there, now we have... So before we move to the next part of the program, can we please call upon our other Yashaswini from FKCCI. It's time to honor her. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. She's been striving hard for the organizing of this program and supporting all of us. Clap for Yashaswini audience. Put your hands together. Please welcome Bhagya Lakshmi on stage.
ಸತೀಶ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸತೀಶ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕರೀತೀನಿ.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now I request the Samaksh team to please come on stage. Samaksh team, I'd like to welcome Miss Preeti of Samaksh to please come on stage. So ladies and gentlemen, Team Samaksh is here for presenting a cultural extravaganza, a beautiful program. Clap for Miss Preeti and the entire team of Samaksh. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your cooperation. To all the wonderful ladies out there, once again, a very happy International Women's Day 2022. To the men out there, thank you for all your support and for joining the women. Continue to support us. Yeah, definitely, we need your support. Clap for them, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. And I would like to thank our chief guest of honors and all of you for your cooperation and making this event a beautiful occasion and a memory. Now I have Mr. Shri Ramesh Chandra Lahoti, Vice President FKCCI, to present a vote of thanks. Thank you, team. Have a beautiful evening.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Women's Day. So on behalf of FKCCI, led by my President I.S. Prasad, office bearers, MC members and past presidents, I owe Matru Shakti ko namaskara. ಹಾಗೂ if India has to be a superpower and achieve 5 trillion, half of the population are women power. They have to contribute immensely so that India can be a superpower. So in that way, we have to, women power have to join hands with the mainstream. And I also, we should not forget that women who have shown commendable in almost all verticals of socio-economic fabric of the country. Therefore, we at FKCCI are committed to empower women and bring them into the mainstream of industry, commerce and services. We welcome you to the FKCCI also. And I also thank Madam Ratna Prabha Madam who have graced this occasion for our Women's Day. And in the same way I thank my President, my office bearer Gopal Reddy sir, Vice President, Chairman, my sister Shushima, and all the dignitaries who have Madam Shika, Madam Gunjam Madam, and all the team of women committee, and also on behalf of the FKCCI, I thank you, and I also special thanks for Madam Jessie Lawrence for sponsoring our cultural program. And with all this effort, I appreciate my president who has put a lot of efforts for this program today, which we have witnessed today. On behalf of FKCCI family, I thank my president, I.S. Prasad. Thank you one and all.
Please wait, and after this the dinner is served. I request everyone to stay back and relax and enjoy the cultural program. Thank you.